Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Idle Huntress video. Today will be a big update video and a Cleo showcase. So the first part is going to be a Cleo showcase, just going over her kit, what do you need to know about her, and then the second half is going to be everything in the update, right? A lot of stuff happened. I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. Don't have a lot of time today, but you guys really need this video out because a lot of information is out now. So yeah. Alright, first things first. She is not UR. We just did the video on this. They just released her as SSR because they're too lazy and they won't release UR characters. Don't know why. I can't tell you why. So, yeah, who knows. However, her kit, same, exactly the same as the UR version, except you cannot UR her. So the UR skill, the skill under the exclusive equipment that we see here, I'll show it in a second, and I'll talk about it. You can't unlock it. As far as I know, you can't unlock this skill until she is UR, which doesn't exist yet. So just that explains that. She is currently the best unit technically in the game because she is a UR character, or should be. Her skills and her power creep is insane. UR characters, I mentioned this in a comment before, power creep, they absolutely blow out the water with numbers. So for the meantime, until Carmen comes out or the next UR character comes out, she will be the strongest character in the game. However, you will have to spend the 140,000 crystals to max her out. Min-max points, you can get her at, if you don't want to max her out, you can just grab a copy and just hold out for her until she becomes UR, and you get the discounted tickets, right? And then that's a whole other gacha system, right? But rolling for her, exactly the same. The 600-ish spins to get her maxed out, that's typical, right? And you still have the same pity system with poetic encounters, right? You can see here I'm spinning for her, but definitely if you want to just grab a copy of her, do that. Don't worry about it. You can also get her to 2-star, which will maximize her first skill, which I'll go into it. And then you can also 3-star her, which will get her the EE, and I'll talk about that. But that gives a brief rundown of her. She's fantastic. The best Earth unit in the game for quite a while, even without her UR stuff. So if you want a strong Earth unit and want to get through trials, she is definitely on the board. Definitely. I don't know yet if we need to save or skip on her. I haven't done an in-depth guide or breakdown and read the wiki yet on which UR characters we really want to save for if you're trying to really just save for one character, but I'll get that information out as soon as possible, but it'll probably be like a week or something like that, right? Okay, so now for her skills. Okay, her first skill, her Quicksand attack. This is the bread and butter of her kit, essentially. At level 1, using Quicksand to attack random 2 targets, causing magic damage equal to 200% of attack, having a 50% chance to bind the targets with the sand cage. Now, the sand cage, the targets can't move, they can't dodge. It's essentially a snare. Similar also to Himiko Bind, right? There is a 50% chance that the cage just breaks and the target is released out of it, but there is a chance that they do get ensnared and they can't do anything, which is great, and it's just isolating your enemies, right? Level 2, the damage increases to 300% and the chance turns to 60%, and at level 3, the number of targets increases to 3 and the chance to bind increases to 70%. This is why we want to get her to 2 stars at the bare minimum if you can afford it, just so we get those maximizing the snares. This is a turn 1, 3 snares. I mean, it's really broken. Now, her ultra skill is Sandstorm Strike. Uses Sandstorm to bury all bound enemies, dealing magic damage equal to 400% of attack. If there's no bound targets, she uses her Quicksand attack, which is the first skill, and then at level 2, magic damage increases to 600%, and then at level 3, magic damage increases to 800% of attack. Now, this is absolutely broken. The people that are bound take a lot of damage. The people that aren't bound don't take any damage, but if there's no one bound, then once again, we get the retrigger and we get more people snared and they cannot move. Now for her passive, Quicksand Shield at level 1. Every time the caster receives fatal damage, if there are bound targets, she releases a random bound target and recalls the Quicksand to defend and gain immunity to this damage. Can trigger a maximum of 1 time per round. When the Quicksand is defending the caster, it provides a shield equal to 400% of the caster's attack. At level 2, the shield becomes 800%, and at level 3, the shield becomes 1200% of attack. Now, this once again makes her just incredibly more broken, where she cannot die, at least from 1 attack during that round. She then has just a shield and is taking even less damage. So it's just broken kit on broken kit, right? Now for her stat passive, Keen Perception. Level 1, Cleopatra grew up in harsh mountains and deserts and was sensitive to changes of environment. It increases attack by 15% and HP to 15%. Level 2, 20%, 20%. Level 3, 25 and 25%. This is fantastic for her. She's doing damage and she's staying alive. Now for this monstrous wall of text, Gaze of Hermanubis, her exclusive equipment. So at level 1, her hit is increased by 3%. Level 2, final damage reduction increases to 4%. And at level 3, toughness to 5%. Now the actual passive at EE 30, level 4, at the start of the battle grants all allies 1 stack of ice resistance and an extra stack to earth characters, and then Cleopatra's regular attack has a 50% chance to use Quicksand attack to replace regular attack, so her auto now becomes her first skill, which is binding even more characters. Now that's ice resistant. Each stack increases 5% of final damage reduction and adds 1 stack to the frost mark that is required to freeze. Cannot dispel, and it can stack up to 10 times at most. So this is fantastic. She is making her team, especially an Earth team, very, very resistant to freezes. Now, a Catherine team can still freeze this team, but it's going to be significantly harder. If that team is doing crits, then they'll get frozen. But if it's a normal Catherine team, chances are they'll be around way longer than normal. At level 5, the chance becomes now 100% chance to use her Quicksand attack. And at level 6, at EE 50, she now has the 2 stacks of ice resistance and then 2 additional stacks of ice resistance to earth characters. The regular tax is still at the 100%, but still an earth team with her is not going to be frozen. It's going to be extremely hard, and if they are frozen, it's probably like round 3 or round 4 if that Catherine hasn't even been bounded yet. So keep that in mind. It's insane, right? Anti-freeze and a lot of anti-damage. Now for the skill that nobody can get because it's the UR skill, Quicksand Requiem. At level 1, if Cleopatra is alive, for every 4 times the enemy fails to break binding, she will cast Sandstorm Strike, her ult, and then the counting will stop when she dies. I forget what I just said previously, but this does activate as soon as you do 6-star her, so it's even more broken. If you can max her out, but that's once again 140,000 crystals. Alright, now for badges and runes. For runes, we want the 2 fire runes and 2 earth runes to get that 50% attack. We want her to build HP and speed, and then final damage, and we want that crit. For badges, we want to give her speed. We want her fast. We want her to bind the enemy as soon as possible. They can't do crap, they can't hurt us, they can't touch us if she goes first. Next, we want crit rate or attack. I personally would not take the crit rate, I would instead take the attack. We just want to do massive damage. The crit, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but you can do what you want. And that's it for her kit. I hope that was helpful, and now we're going to do a update breakdown. So, Cleopatra, she's out. She looks great. I love this photo. You can see it in the bottom right. Normal rolling, and here we have the Happy Journey event. We have a login bonus. They're giving us scrolls, and they're giving us light dark tickets at the very end. Great rewards. If you want to save, go for it, save it. But I would use the scrolls for Cleo. Here we have the matching puzzle, which is just like a little event. We get the, you're able to play the game when you just do your dailies. They're in the rewards right here when you claim it, right? And you need 20 to start a board. I quickly upgraded to Huntress, and now we can play the minigame. And as you can see, those other rewards, they give you more of the string to play. Okay, so this matching game. Now, this matching game might look confusing. It's not a match 3 game. You just have to tap 2 of the images, and they'll make a pair. It's just 2, and as long as the board's open, which we'll see in a second, you'll make the pair, and you can move on, and you can clear the board, and you'll get the tokens for the actual shop. As you can see, just make your pairs, and the cool thing is that it can be, as long as when you open up the board, then you can make pairs that are not even touching. As long as there's a line that they can make that makes sense, then you'll make the pair and you'll clear the board quicker. Every board should be clearable. Just use your brain. Don't lock yourself out. Pretty sure you can't. But just make your chains and you'll be able to clear the board pretty easily. Like I said, you can just make whatever lines you can. As soon as the board opens up, you're good to go. I'm gonna fast forward through this. All right, we cleared the board, and you can see you get little tokens, and those tokens are going to be used in the exchange shop. You can start a new board every 20 rope or whatever, so just do your dailies, and you'll be able to knock it out and get some rewards. Here is the little matching puzzle that you must complete in order to unlock the exchange shop. And to get the currency for the exchange shop, we can go to the event and then total spending. You have a crystal usage, which if you're rolling for Cleo, you'll easily get this. It's 50k and you max it out anyway. And then you can also have these spending one. And then this won't reset. This is only the first go for the entire thing. So this is a new thing, the missive from the Queen's Tower. This is a new pass, just like if you did the story, they added one for Queen's Tower, which is it's really goated. You get 45,000 crystals for 20 bucks as long as you got up to floor I forget what, but that's an insane amount of crystals for such a cheap value. So make sure do get it if you can afford to. It's a great way to get Cleo to 3 stars with just this pack alone. I really like what they did with this menu. They've changed the old pass, I forget what it was called, but now we have Adventure Guide and the hero guide, right? The adventure guide, the 25 bucks, still the same thing. It gets you the same rewards as it used to do, especially that Omni Shard, very goated. But now the hero guide is giving you extra chests and a lot more crystals. The Lost Garden pass, still the same thing. Second pass, still the same amount. And then the second one, still same amount. Lots of scrolls, lots of chests. I wouldn't worry about it. Definitely, but great ways to top up for your monthly, fortune cat, right? If you need to get the amount of crystals. Same thing with the daily or the monthly passes, the different values, same thing. Don't worry about it. Buy it if you can afford it. Great crystal value, but only buy it if you can afford to. And here we are. I have topped up. I rolled a lot for Cleo. I got her to 3-star, and oh, look at that. Gave us some scrolls. Okay, so the exchange shop. Now it's unlocked. It's goated. It's goated. They're giving you Chance Plus recruit tickets to help you max out on Cleo even better, and Light Dark tickets. Light Dark tickets is only 15 for what they're asking for, but that's still 15 tickets that you can save for. That's 15 bucks. There you go. Right. I think the Chance Plus ones, that's a little more value for what you're getting. But definitely, if you don't care about the scrolls, you can always get the like the stones, the advanced gem stones, or the advanced energy stones, and the gem chests for those characters. Everything else I wouldn't get. Maybe the crystals if you're like the advanced gems, like the orange crystals, if you're really lacking behind, but I wouldn't worry about it. Definitely get either the Chance Plus tickets or the Light Dark tickets if you're saving for Thor, but the Chance Plus tickets if you're trying to save a lot of money on maxing Cleopatra. I wish they added Hannibal, but they added Don Key and they added Mandel to the normal banner, so you can make sure I would don't worry about Mandel, but definitely I would get Don Key to 4 stars so that she can get her like a passive bonus to the team for the dragon attack. Here, the adventure menu, they added a recommendation just to ping you with what's going on. I still think it's annoying. It's not needed, but it's still a cool addition. Dragon attack, they did add a dragon, but we don't see it. I don't know why they didn't add it to the rotation immediately, but we'll see it eventually. I think it's the slime. I don't know. But then we go to the guild. We go to guild donations. This is also new. The hammer, it says you need to go to the guild top up for more, but I've yet to see it. But you can just pay for the 200 and increase your activeness, and you get some guild coins, right? I still think the tea parties are just better value. Definitely 600 for 300, way better value. The activeness is only if you're trying to really like pump up your guild level. If you're trying to like merge guilds, that's also something. Guild boss hasn't changed, still same thing. Nothing different there. We get to the guild league, nothing different there. I don't want to showcase it. Don't need to worry about it. Guild adventure, new slime legion for the first one, and here we get just a mock battle. I fight it. I try to show some Cleo gameplay, but it was actually pretty bad example of it. The slimes don't take any status effects, so definitely if you wanted to play this and actually do good on this mission, definitely don't use Cleo, Robin Hood, Catherine, Honda. They don't take status effects, so definitely you're going to go straight DPS. This is going to be Junka, this is going to be Huang, this is going to be Thor. Just do pure DPS and don't worry about it. We'll go through the shops again. They're exactly the same. Just make sure you're still getting that Chance Plus ticket every day. All right, so they added this might menu. Absolutely, I don't know why. They should have just restricted it to the guilds, but you can literally see everybody's stats. Literally everybody's stats. If you cared about Guild War, you just make an alt, go to that server, and you can see everybody's attack. You can see their speed, you can see their might, you can see what they're equipped. You can literally see every bit of information, which is like cool. Oh, I have the coolest might character, but now everybody knows what you're packing, right? So I guess it's cool to see what players can get to. but hey, Thor, what's going on, Thor? But it completely doxes every bit of information. So cool screen, but I think this does more harm than good if you were trying to be like really competitive. But since it's pay to win, it really doesn't matter. VIP, little things have changed. The icon and the name is different, but they essentially kept it exactly the same, except they added signboard girl slots that you, because there's going to be more characters. I'm guessing they want you to have more characters that you're wailing for anyway. So keep them on the menu. Super cool. All the normal shops, nothing changed. The skins still identical, but here we go. Signboard shops. Now I have a lot more slots than just the 5. I think I have 7 right now with the VIP level 10 I'm at. I think you get 1 more or 2 more on the next VIPs. But yep, the more girls you get, obviously you're going to want to put them on your main menu. Backgrounds exactly the same. I guess I would want more, but given that every 6-star has their own background, it doesn't really matter. For Shrine, nothing's changed here. Everything's exactly the same. Don't need to worry about anything. Bond, nothing has been added except these empty slots. They haven't said the name. They haven't shown anything. Maybe their future UR characters, like maybe Carmen. But Cleopatra hasn't been added to Bond yet. I don't know why. Usually, but in the previously, if they were still in the game, technically, they would have they would say the name of the character. That's what they did with Regenleaf. But no word has been added on to these empty slots. Previously, in the icon menu, we could see like Regenleaf and Date, but they removed UR, Da Vinci, and Octavius. Their icons used to be there, but they're just missing. So no clue what's happening there. That wraps it up for the showcase. I hope this helped. I know it was really rushed, but this information really needed to come out as quickly as possible. But yeah, if this was helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.